Okay, so today's topic is the four spheres of the earth. And the four spheres of the earth, these are the lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. In my last class, I have discussed you a few facts about the lithosphere. I have defined lithosphere that the lithosphere is derived from the Greek word litho, which means a stone, and spheria, which means a sphere. This is the solid, rocky outer layer of the earth. It consists of the crust and the uppermost part of the mantle, and it extended from 100 to 200 kilometer below the earth's surface. Um, As far as the Earth's surface is concerned, you will see that the thickness of lithosphere uh, is between not 100, it is between 50 to 150 kilometer below the Earth. In ocean, at the surface of the ocean, it is between 50 to 150 kilometer, and at the land surface, it is between 150 to 200 kilometer also. Now come to the composition of this lithosphere. The lithosphere, as far as the composition is concerned, the continental crust means continental crust means continental crust means the the surface of the earth which is covered with lithosphere, that is called continental crust. This is continental crust. So this continental crust is comprises of a less dense rock called granite. This comprises of here, this surface is comprised of granite, which is less dense rock. And the another characteristic is the oceanic crust is denser and heavier and comprises of basalt. So basalt is available here. Oceanic crust. Basalt, it is heavier and denser than the graphite, than the granite. Uh, the upper portion of the mantle is the solid rock. Now, composition of the crust is mainly the crust comprises of major elements such as as far as the composition of so as far as the composition of the crust is concerned, it takes as far as the composition of crust is concerned, Crust means upper surface of the earth, of the lithosphere of the earth, both lithosphere and earth. It comprises of mainly oxygen 46%, oxygen 46%, then silicon 28, aluminum 8%, silicon 28, aluminum approximately 8%, iron 5%, iron 5%, calcium approximately 4%, sodium 3%, sodium 3%, then potassium 2%, magnesium 2%, potassium 2%, magnesium 2%, and lastly other elements, others 2%. So this is what roughly the composition of the crust is there. Crust means that upper surface of the earth. This comprises of these things mainly. The major minerals which are available on the earth's surface, the major minerals which are available in the crust are feldspar, quartz, mica, pyroxene, olivine, and others. And the major rock types are all three. You know that the rocks are of three types. Rocks are of three types. The first one is igneous. The first one is igneous. Second is sedimentary, and third is metamorphic. These two are igneous, is the hardest rock which is formed by the eruption of volcanoes. When the magma of volcanoes they got deposited on the surface of the earth, it formed the what you can say the rocks, that is igneous, very hard. The density of the rock of igneous rocks is very high. Sedimentary is another original type of rocks. It is formed by the deposition of layers of sediments. Normally, these sedimentary type of rocks are found in the desert areas where the different layers of sands deposited each other over hundreds and thousands of years, and it becomes the rocks. Sedimentary rocks are little thinner, its density is little less, and it is lighter also. Sedimentary rocks are lighter also. So these two are the original rocks. These two are the original rocks found on the surface of the earth. Metamorphic rock is not not an original rock. The metamorphic rock is transformed, modified form of rock from both these two rocks. If igneous rocks modified, if sedimentary rocks modified over thousands of years, over millions of years, then it takes the new shape that is called metamorphic. So metamorphic is not the original type of rock, but igneous and sedimentary are the original type of rocks. Now, come about the plate tectonic. I have already mentioned you the name of the several plates, all the major. In my last class, I hope 7 major plates. I have already discussed the name of 7 major plates, and you have written also the major plates. Once again, I reiterate once again the major plates. Name of the major plates are Pacific plates, North American, Eurasian, African, Antarctic, Indo-Australian, and South American plates. These are the major plates found on the surface of the earth. Now, as far as the plate boundaries are concerned, the plate boundaries are concerned, in my last class, I have discussed you these are the 7 plates, and you can give the name. As I mentioned you can give Pacific, North American, Eurasian, African, like that. Those plates I have mentioned here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, as far as the boundaries, these are the boundaries of the plates. As far as the boundaries of the plates are concerned, these are either convergent boundary, divergent boundary, or transform boundaries. The boundaries are of 3 types. The boundaries of these plates are of 3 types. Convergent. Convergent means when the two boundaries come together, joins together, converge together. That is convergent boundary. And then divergent boundary. Divergent boundary when the two boundaries get separated from each other. And the third type of boundary, is transform या siding. Plates side past each other horizontally, creating fault. The fault in the boundary, you will find that transform or sliding boundaries. Sliding boundaries in which the two plates get separated from each other. The two plates get separated from each other, and ultimately suppose this plate, it gets going that side and this plate's coming this side. So here one fault is created, here also one fault is created. That fault zone, the best example of fault zone is San Andreas fault. San Andreas fault is the best example where the two boundaries of the rocks get separated to each other. Now, as far as the sea plates are concerned, that is the plates which are beneath the sea, these are also having the 2 type of boundaries, that is convergent and divergent. Convergent and divergent. And one more, the structure which come into existence at the volcanic activity and the earthquake. The main source of origin of volcanic activity and to that of the earthquake is these fault areas. These fault areas where the two boundaries get separated to each other. So these fault areas are source of volcanoes and earthquake. Volcanoes and earthquake. These two are the sources of volcanoes and earthquake. I have already mentioned you, as far as the internal structure of the earth is concerned, I have already mentioned you that the crust, mantle and core. These 3 are the different layers based on the distance from the surface of the earth. The variation in these 3, the crust, mantle and core, are on the basis of the density of the rocks. We go deeper, the density of rocks increases. We go deeper, the temperature inside gets increased at the rate of 1 degree Celsius per 65 meter. These variations, how you can vary it, how you can differentiate from where the crust ends and the mantle starts, and from where the mantle ends and the core starts. This, this classification, this partition is based on the basis of density of the rock, and also the, what you can say, that the either these are the solid or the liquid or semi-solid or semi-liquid stage. So these are the basis on which we classify these rocks. As far as the soil formation is concerned, the soil is, what is soil? Can anybody tell me what is soil? So as far as the definition of soil is concerned, you please write it down. Soil is the weathered form of rocks. Soil is the weathered form of rocks. It comprises of rock material, organic material. It comprises of rock materials and organic materials which are essential for life, which are essential for life. The availability of organic material is very much essential for rocks, for life. Now come to second layer, that is hydrosphere. Now come to second layer, that is hydrosphere. Hydrosphere. Anybody having language problem?
No, sir.
All of you are comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with a just must make this type of atmosphere. As far as the definition and extent of hydrosphere is concerned, uh, hydrosphere comprises of hydrosphere. It comprises of all water bodies. Please just see here, all water bodies either on earth surface, or below the earth surface, or below the earth surface. So hydrosphere, कॉपी पेन कहाँ है आपका?
ले लिया सर पीछे लिख रहा है
तो आपके बदले में वो लिख रहा है, आप अभी इसका डेफिनेशन कौन लिखेगा?
पिछले क्लास का लिख रहा है
पिछले क्लास का क्लास खत्म होगा तब दीजिएगा, अभी लिखिए पहले अपना. So hydrosphere is the water bodies, either water bodies on the earth surface or even below the earth surface there is water. So that also comprises of water bodies. My dear friends, it covers approximately 71% of the earth's surface. 71% of the earth's surface. As far as the volume is concerned, as far as the volume of this hydrosphere is concerned, This is approximately 1.386 billion cubic kilometer of water. 1.386 billion 1.386 billion cubic kilometer of water. Cubic kilometer of water. This is the volume of water available on the earth's surface. Now come to the distribution of water. You will find that the water is available and the sea also, water is available on mountain also, water is available on the surface of the earth, either on land in the form of in the form of river or tank, or even on the mountain in the form of what you can say that the icebergs. So come and see the distribution of water either on plain, mountain, plateau, or sea, or in different forms. So ocean comprises of 96.5% of all water. Out of the total water, ocean comprises of 96.5% water. 96.5% water ocean comprises of. And you know that these are the salt water or marine water. Then you will find that the glaciers or ice cap, glaciers or ice cap, glaciers or ice caps, 1.74%. These are fresh water, pure water. Yes. And then come the groundwater, 1.7%. Groundwater means the water which is available below the surface of earth. Groundwater, 1.7% is the groundwater. Mostly you will find in the groundwater it is fresh on the upper surface. As we go deep, you will find salty water is available here. So in deep, salty water is available. And that's why you will see that in most of the parts of our country, especially in the Vindhyan range, you will find that hard water is available below the surface. Hard water is available. Then you will come to say about the lakes and rivers. Lakes and rivers, 0.001%. 0.001%, not 20. 0.01%. That is in lakes and rivers, and this is fresh water. This is fresh water. Do you think that water is available in atmosphere also?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is available in the form of water vapor. It is available. So as far as the atmosphere is concerned, it comprises of 0.001%. In atmosphere, 0.001% atmospheric water. This atmospheric water is also fresh water. Fresh water. And lastly, there is biota water available with plants. Biota water, this is also 0.001%. So these are the distribution of water. If I conclude the distribution of water, you will find that the fresh water is only 2.5 to 3% of the total water available. As far as the fresh water is concerned, which is useful for human use, for drinking and for washing the utensils or the clothes, it is fresh water is only 2.5% to 3%, and the rest of the water, approximately, what you can say that the 97.5 or approx 97% of the water is not at all useful for the human being. Even human being cannot use this water for the agricultural purpose. You cannot use this sea water for agriculture purpose. Yes, there is one silver line in the dark cloud is the on the coastal area in the salty water. The coconut plants are available. The coconut plants, they need salty water, and for other crops the farmers cannot use it. We cannot use it for the domestic purpose. Now come to out of this 2.5 to 3%, only 0.3% water, only 0.3% water is easily available to human being for use. Only 0.3% water is easily available. Easily available for human use. Rest of the water is not at all easily available for human use. Now come to the ocean characteristics. Now another topic is the characteristics of the ocean. Shall I move now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the another subtopic in hydrosphere is the ocean characteristics. The characteristics of ocean. The first is temperature. Now just see, as far as the temperature is concerned, it varies with latitude and depth. Please, dear friend, the temperature of ocean water varies from latitude and not longitude, depth. Longitude will not determine the temperature. Longitude is a circular line. I will come to that. It does not, if you will see that the temperature of water near equator, 0 degree equator, the temperature is highest round the year. As we go away from equator, either northwards or southwards, gradually the temperature will decrease, and the lowest temperature is either on north pole or on south pole, 90 degree north or 90 degree south. This is one aspect. So suppose in Pacific Ocean, the temperature at 0 degree equator is highest in comparison to in the same Pacific Ocean, the temperature at 23.5 degree north latitude, that is Tropic of Cancer, is lower. In the similar way, if you move southwards, the temperature at 23.5 degree south latitude, Tropic of Capricorn, again the temperature is lower than the equator. So the one factor which determines the temperature of the ocean water is the latitudinal location. You will see that the Southern Ocean, which surrounds the Antarctica, and the Arctic Ocean, mostly it surrounds the North Pole. These two oceans are having lowest temperature in comparison to Pacific or Atlantic or Indian Ocean. So latitudinal location is one factor. Another factor is the depth. The depth of water. What do you think? Uh, if the depth increases, the temperature of water increases or decreases? What do you think? Hmm? Decreases? Sure. Oh. Uh, can you tell me the rate of decrease? Are you sure that the depth increases, the temperature increase or decrease? When on the surface of the earth, we are on the surface of the earth, and we go downwards in the depth, the temperature increases, and the rate of increase is 1 degree Celsius every 165 meter or 65 meter. And when we go, 165 is there in atmosphere, and in the ocean water, we go down, the temperature decreases, and this decrease is variable. It is not uniform everywhere. So this is one thing. As far as the surface water range is concerned, as far as the surface water range is concerned, surface water range at polar region, minus 2 degrees Celsius at polar region. And when there is minus 2 degrees Celsius, you will find that some piece of ice is also, because the 0 degree is the melting point. So some piece of ice is also floating, some liquid is also there. So it is variable from minus 2 degree in polar region to 30 degrees Celsius in the tropical region, and 30 degrees Celsius in tropical region. What do you mean by tropical region? Tropical region is the area between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. That is approximately 47 degree distance. That is 23.5 degree north and 23.5 degree south. And in center there is equator. So this is what you can say, that the as far as the salinity is concerned, the salinity, this is the variation of temperature. What do you mean by salinity? Salinity means the amount of salt available per unit area of water. And this amount of salt available per unit area of water is not even, not equal everywhere. It is not equal everywhere. It is uneven. You will see the phenomenon. Suppose in the equatorial belt, you will find that the highest salinity of water. It is because the rate of evaporation of water on equator is very high. So once water evaporated, it left salt in the water, and pure water goes upward in the form of vapor. And when it goes and it comes back, the same water vapor comes back in the form of rain. It normally does not fall on the equator. It normally fall either on 30 degree north latitude or 30 degree south latitude. So if you will compare 30 degree north and 30 degree south salinity, and to salinity to that of equator, you will find that the 30 degree north and south salinity is lesser than the equatorial belt. In the similar manner, if you will compare the salinity on the north pole, south pole, and to that of the equator, you will find that there is less salinity on north pole and south pole, because the fresh water, lot of fresh water in the form of iceberg is there, and it gets melted. So now come and see about the quantum of salinity available in different parts of this, what you can say the ocean. Salinity averages 35 parts per thousand, varies with evaporation, precipitation, and fresh water input. So by concluding this, thus, as I mentioned you, the variation in temperature depends upon two factors: latitudinal location and depth. Salinity depends upon three factors. Salinity depends upon three factors. The first factor is evaporation. The rate of evaporation is more, the salinity will be more. Then precipitation. What do you mean by precipitation? Yes, precipitation. Rainfall. Rainfall either in the form of what, anything which comes inside the atmosphere, either in the form of water or snow or ice or hailstorm. That is precipitation. So precipitation is more, salinity will less. So I can conclude that evaporation is directly proportional to salinity and precipitation is inversely proportional to that of the salinity. And there is one more factor, about the salinity is concerned, and this is called, what you can say, that the fresh water input. Fresh water input. Fresh water input. This is also inversely proportional to that of the salinity. Fresh water input is more, salinity is less. Now come about the depth of ocean or sea. Average depth of ocean. Can anybody guess what will be the average? Do you know what is average depth? At some place the depth is 100 meter, 200 meter. At some place the depth is 11,800 meter also, if I talk in terms of Mariana Trench. Can anybody tell me what is the average depth? So the average depth is 3688 meters. The average depth is 3688 meters. And the deepest point is Mariana Trench, and the Mariana Trench, this is located in Pacific Ocean. The deepest Mariana Trench, the deepest point or highest depth, its depth is approximately 11,034 meters. 11,034 meters. My dear friend, if you will be having an instrument like a spring-like structure, and if you can lift the Himalayas, and if you lift the Himalayas and keep it into the ocean, Pacific Ocean, it will submerge. Not only it will submerge, even above the Mount Everest, there will be approximately 3 kilometers, approximately 2.5 to 3 kilometers mountain above the surface of the Mount Everest. So this is what I can say, that as far as the surface structure is concerned, oceans are deeper than the highest mountain, that is the Himalayas. Are you comfortable? Any problem? Any problem to anyone? Okay. Now furthermore, now come to the zones. Zones. There are three zones. There are three zones. No, I am talking about the hydrosphere. Zones of hydrosphere. Zones of hydrosphere. There are three zones available on hydrosphere. The first is euphotic zone. Euphotic zone is sunlight zone. Euphotic zone, or also called as sunlight zone. Euphotic zone or sunlight zone. What do you mean by euphotic zone? This is the zone where photosynthesis can occur. This one sentence, photosynthesis can occur, speaks volume because no vegetation is possible without photosynthesis. So 0 to 200 meters, this zone is euphotic zone, and here photosynthesis is possible. What are the requirement of photosynthesis? Sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, and so on. So this photosynthesis is possible in this zone. And then there is second zone called twilight zone, yeah, dysphotic zone. Second is dysphotic. Yes, yes. This is photosynthesis. Depth, गहराई, पानी की गहराई. हाँ, नहीं ठीक, हिंदी तो आप लोग बताइए ना, हिंदी में हमको कोई दिक्कत नहीं है ना, हमको कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, हिंदी अंग्रेजी दोनों करेंगे, कोई दिक्कत. हाँ, so when zero means surface of the ocean to 200 मीटर. भाई सनलाइट का एक लिमिट है ना, सनलाइट समुद्र में कितने अंदर तक जा सकता है, इसका भी तो एक लिमिट है ना, तो वो लिमिट है 200 मीटर्स का. द सेकेंड इज dysphotic zone. The second is dysphotic zone. This dysphotic zone is also called as twilight zone. Twilight zone. Can anybody guess what is twilight zone? What is twilight zone? This is 200 meters to 1000 meters depth, 200 meters to 1000 meters depth. This twilight zone having minimal light, least amount of sunlight is available. इस क्षेत्र में बहुत कम मात्रा में प्रकाश जाती है. ये भाई समुद्र के अंदर में क्या रहेगा, जब आप पानी के अंदर में गोता लगाएंगे तो क्या वहां पर प्रकाश रहेगा, अंधेरा ही रहेगा. एंड लास्ट इज aphotic zone. Aphotic zone. Aphotic zone, also called as midnight zone. This is below 1000 meter, below 1000 meter, having no sunlight, having no sunlight. So these are the three zones of the sea, ocean. Have you understood the point? Yes, on the basis of sunlight penetration, into the sea, we have divided the ocean water into three zones. The first zone is euphotic zone, or also called as sunlight zone, where the sunlight is comfortable 0 to 200 meters. This is the zone where photosynthesis is easily possible. The second zone is dysphotic zone. This is also called as twilight zone. This is the zone which is below 200 meters to 1000 meter depth, and light is very minimal possible. And lastly, aphotic zone, below 1000 meters, no sunlight is available.
What will be the actual meaning of twilight?
Twilight, टिमटिमाना, कभी दिखता है कभी नहीं दिखता है. Twilight. This occurs even in the sky also. This occurs in the stars also. कभी दिखना कभी नहीं देखना, twilight, that is. Okay, now come to the, yes please. Now come to water cycle, are also called as hydrological cycle. Another topic. You want to write it? Be soon.